Hey everyone, this is Peyton Anderson of Next Level Athletes. I am thrilled to have Foday Jalloh on the podcast today. Foday is coming off the past season riddled with injury, but is looking to return to his normal form and domination with his recent commitment to Eastern Illinois. Foday, first of all, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
Of course. And let's start with your recruitment process coming out of high school. What did you take away most from the process, but also what ultimately led you to Central Connecticut State to begin with?
My recruitment was kind of tough coming my junior year. I had my first offer from Monmouth, and that summer I had my second offer from Central Connecticut. But coming down the line, I became a non-qualifier. I really didn't have the SAT scores to match my grades, so I ended up having to miss a whole year. And with that being said, I ultimately picked Central Connecticut because they showed the most love and was most consistent after me. And what I basically learned from that is just to trust my own process and to know that everyone's journey is different. And at the end of the day, I still made it to where I wanted to be. So.
Mm-hmm. And going back to your high school days, you were an all-area selection, making more than 200 career tackles in your varsity career. What do you miss most about high school in general, but also your all-time favorite memory?
What I miss the most about high school would be my homies, honestly. Like the friendships that I made there was just amazing and will last a lifetime, honestly. And just things being simpler back then, not having so much to worry about, just hanging out, just really just focusing on sports, football, basketball. And I would say what my favorite memory would be definitely senior year winning districts. I had one of my best games. I had a touchdown that game and an interception, and I helped us win the game. So that was amazing. And then I would say just being able to play Pittsburgh Central Catholic at the next in the semis was amazing. Just to see that caliber team with so much talent and just playing them was really fun. Just knowing that they were a really good team.
Of course. And I'm looking back on Central Connecticut State. What would you say you learned most during your time with the program, first off?
I would say just dealing with adversity, like you said, off the interview. Like I dealt with a lot of injuries coming off a Liz Frank and coming off a labrum tear. So just being able to just know that everything's not going to be smooth, and when adversity hits, you just got to put your head down and grind and just make it out.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think you improved on most comparing your first season to your last season within the program, but also maybe an all-time favorite memory there, but also something you'd miss most going forward?
Something that I definitely learned would be just a game of football in general, like going in freshman year, not just like knowing football, like the terminology, knowing what cover two is and all that compared to my last year there, actually knowing football, knowing defenses, knowing what offenses are trying to attack and all that. I would say that was definitely a huge growth. And I would say what I would miss the most is, like I said earlier, like the friendships that I made there with the coaches and my friends, I'll forever like cherish that for sure.
Of course. And I'm looking at the present. What ultimately led you to Eastern Illinois in its program, and what stood out most to you about it?
I would say the people and the coaches. Coach Grizz, he's the DC here, and he will be my position coach. So just talking to him, he made me feel very wanted, and just the fact that I'll be playing a new position, playing inside the box, made me really want to come here, and I was just looking forward to it.
Of course. And looking back in this past season, mentioned before being impacted by injury. What did you learn most throughout it all? Also, what you'd say the hardest part was about not being out there with your guys. But on top of that, what did the process teach you the most going forward in that recovery process?
I would say the hardest part would be come game day, just every game, just being able to just being on the sidelines and just watching my teammates, my friends just go out and battle. I definitely miss that aspect of it, and just being able to be in that competitive setting against other people. Like I really missed that. But what it taught me was just, hey, things aren't always going to be smooth, but you just gotta grind through it and just get through it. And I believe that it made me stronger. It made me really appreciate football more and cherish it so much more, just knowing that it could be taken away and that I really shouldn't take it for granted.
Of course. And in this current off season, what's been your main focus in your training and mentality for the upcoming season and beyond?
So at Central, I play outside linebacker, and for our defense, it was more like a nickel role. So after transferring, coming to EIU, I'll be playing will linebacker, and that's going to be more inside the box. So I would say what I'm really trying to focus on is just mastering inside linebacker, knowing the ins and outs and where I need to be for all my run fits and all my pass drops and everything, because it's a new position. So I just want to just take it all in and just make as many plays as I can playing a new role.
Of course. And when talking about recruitment, NIL deals, there's so much that goes on in the college world nowadays, with social media as well.
Right.
It can be a lot to handle, but in your own opinion or words, taking your own recruitment process into consideration, what kind of advice do you have to athletes wanting to take that next step to a collegiate sport, whatever sport they play, but also how they can maybe get their name out to coaches and have people see them and notice them while still keeping focused on the end goal, whatever that is for them?
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is just trust your process and don't compare your journey to anybody else. And like for me, for an instance, like it was tough not being able to go right away to college and stuff like that, but I kept working and ended up working for me. So I would say just trust your process, don't compare yourself. And then second advice I would say is stay hungry and stay humble. Making it to the next level is cool and all, but you want to stay on top. You want to have that edge, and staying hungry will definitely keep you from being complacent. And third advice I would say is just being disciplined. Being disciplined will give you that edge over other players, and because not everybody wants to be disciplined, do those extra reps or do the extra things that make you become an overall better player.
Mm-hmm. And transitioning over to life off the field, what's a typical day look like for you during the season and the off season?
So right now, a typical day, it would depend on the day, but usually we have early runs starting at 7:15. So I would just get to the training facility around. Actually, it starts around 8:15. 8:15, you have to be on the field and get ready for stretches and stuff like that. So I usually typically come in at like 7:30, get some treatment in, use Normatex for my foot. For my whole legs, just to get the blood flowing and all that, and then start workouts. Then after that, we usually lift right after. So that takes about 45 minutes. So I'll be done at like 10:30. And then after that, some days we have meetings, some days we don't. So after that, I would just get some more treatment, ice tub, Normatex, just stretch, and then get something to eat. And then for the rest of the days, I'm just sometimes in the playbook and just hanging out, just chilling.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, talk about your major. What's it about? Class you've been taking for it, but more importantly, why you chose it.
So at Central, my major was marketing, and I recently graduated with a marketing degree. So I have a bachelor's in marketing, and basically, I want to be my own like entrepreneur. I want to own my own business one day and just run away with that. So, and why I chose it, I just feel like just being an entrepreneur just gives you the freedom of just expressing, being creative while being your own boss.
Of course. And looking more into the two programs, how would you describe each respective program and what you found similar, but also anything different in the two as a whole?
What I find similar is for when Central was recruiting me, and they weren't very good. They were a team on the rise. They had talent, and they were losing a lot of close games. And then that 2017 season, they ended up winning the championship, but started 0-3. And then after that, the next year I came and we were in the championship, but ended up losing last play. And coming to Eastern, I seen that the last 3 years they haven't been on the winning side, and it was similar to Central in the fact that they weren't winning right away, but definitely turned it around and won a championship. And I believe that Eastern could do the same thing.
Of course. And additionally, what do you feel each program prides themselves most on, both on and off the field?
For Central, I would just say just hard work and just getting through adversity. Like at Central, we might not have the best facilities, the best this, but hey, we love football, and the people there definitely work hard. And at Eastern, I would say mentality, honestly, just working hard and just getting after it.
Mm-hmm. And in other news, you recently named to the East-West Shrine Bowl 1000. What does this mean to you? But also expand on why you feel you deserve this kind of recognition.
What does this mean for me? First of all, it's a blessing to be in this situation, but what it means for me ultimately is that now I have to work so much harder to make sure that I actually get to the invitation, and that I actually get the season and everything that I want. And my goal is just to honestly just ball out the season and just let the rest take care of it. So,
mm-hmm. And additionally, in terms of on the field, what are you most excited about with this group of guys heading into next season?
what am I most excited about, like for the whole season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the competition. So the first game we have NIU, and it will be at NIU, and they're a great team. So I'm looking forward to that. So definitely looking forward to that. And then down the line, we play Tennessee State at Nashville at the Titan Stadium. So that's going to be a great game, knowing that that's a school that's getting a lot of Power Five guys and all that. So it'll be great competition to go up against. So,
mm-hmm. And
looking forward to that.
Of course. And looking more into life off the field for you again, how would you describe the kind of person you are when off the field and in general outside of football?
I would say just somebody that's just gonna come in the room and just brighten it. Honestly, like my energy is contagious, and a lot of people around me just nothing but good vibes. And that's what I stand on, because life's too short to be on the others around me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just see, what are some of your hobbies or things you enjoy doing on any given day?
On any given day, I would say shopping. I like splurging a little bit,
Yeah.
and I would say eating new foods, and just traveling too.
Mm-hmm. And when looking at the next level, like the NFL, if you're asked by a scout or coach what you're capable of, what you can add to a roster, but also why they should look into you specifically, how would you respond?
I would say, first of all, you're getting somebody that loves football, and my work my work ethic is definitely there. I'm somebody that's going to come in, give it my all, 100%, and I'm a versatile linebacker. I could play outside the box and cover, which I shown at Central Connecticut. And this year, with my film, I'm going to show that I can play inside the box and help the run game and do all that. So,
Of course. And when your collegiate career eventually comes to an end, how do you want to be remembered most for your time, not only at Central Connecticut State, but also Eastern Illinois?
I would say somebody that just hard gave it my all every day, and ultimately just uplifted the whole team and just brought a great attitude and positive energy and won a lot of games. And yeah, it was a great linebacker, honestly.
Of course. And additionally, what kind of legacy and career do you want to leave behind in college football as a whole?
It's a good one. That's something I really haven't thought about, but I would say basically the same thing. Somebody that just really worked hard and got the job done, like day in and day out, helped his teammates around him, and just ultimately a winner. Like that winning mindset of, hey, you're not going to beat me by in anything. So.
Mm. Once again, Foday Jalloh, Eastern Illinois linebacker. Foday, thanks so much for taking the time today, and wishing nothing but the best with your future, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course.